Hey guys, Bill coming back at you again with another video. Today we're going to be checking out the zombie sunsets in the Mars Hydro 5x5 being grown in the Aircube ebb and flow grow system. And we'll also check out the Adlite Supplemental Grow Light comparison grow. Alright guys, so we're right here in front of the 5x5, so let's just go ahead. We're going to check on these zombie sunsets. We may have to do a little bit of top defoliation today. Alright guys, here we are in front of the Mars Hydro 5x5. We are growing the zombie sunsets. We are using the Mars Hydro FC Smart 6500 Lite in here, which we ran last time and it worked amazing. So let's take a look here. Here we are. These are the zombies crossed with sunset sherbet. I just call them zombie sunsets for short. And yeah, they're doing fantastic. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since I put a video out, and they've grown quite a fair bit in these last 2 weeks. Now, I did flip these to flower last week, as I mentioned in the last video. So they're about a week into flower, and they're just starting to bunch up their buds. We can see some hairs starting there, so they're well on their way. A little slower than expected, but these are still really young. We just put these in here a month ago now, and they're already in a week in flower. So let's just take a second here, a little flashback. Let's look at what they looked like when we first put them in, and here they are. This is a month ago. Now this is the following week. Look at the growth there, and look at the growth the week after, and now look at them, just completely filled in this 5x5 tent. Now I love the canopy, nice and even, just the way we wanted it. We did that. We topped each one once and did some defoliation. That's all we've done for this as far as training. Now they're being fed 6 times a day for half an hour each time, and that seems to be working really well. Now these two in the middle right here, we can see the side ones. They're in the Aircube ebb and flow grow system all the way back. These two middle ones are just in 5-gallon fabric pots. Now these are only being fed once a day till runoff, and I gotta say, I don't see a difference at this point. So I'm really curious to see in flower the extra waterings on the Aircube system. I really assumed with the Georgia pies that made a big difference. But it'll be interesting to see how, once they get fully into flower, how that affects them with the extra watering. We do have a few different things going on in here. We have the two in the back. They're just growing in the normal Aircube fabric pots into the buckets themselves. This one back here, this is in a 3-gallon fabric pot, just a round fabric pot, and that's placed inside of the Aircube bucket itself. So that one does seem to be just a tiny bit smaller, but not much different than that one, really. So not really a big noticeable difference there. What else do we have? Of course, we have the two in the middle are in the fabric 5-gallon pots. This one in the center on the side, and this center on the side here. These ones have a small copper disc that I guess it's not a disc, it's a square that I cut out and just put over the drain and fill hole. Just to see if we could block roots from growing down into there. We had that happen with one of the last, the Georgia pies that we ran in this system. Yeah, it didn't seem to affect it too much, but I wanted to see if there was some way we could prevent that from happening in the future. So we got small copper sheets just over the center, like 3x3 sheets. And these two here in the front on either side, these ones, the full bottom of that has a copper sheet that fills the entire bottom down there. Just a regular copper sheet that I got from Amazon, and just to see what happens there as well. So we should be able to compare those at harvest time for sure and see what the root structure looks like at the bottom of the pots. So that should be pretty interesting. But that being said, everything is looking great. I mean, we got some massive leaves here, lots of leaves. I did defoliate this right before I flipped last week, which wasn't on video. As you can see though, they've pretty much, I mean, you can't tell I took anything off, but I think today, they're only a week into flower, just starting to transition. I don't want to do much that's going to stress them out at this point. It's a very crucial part of their lifespan, is their flowering transition phase. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to stretch. That's where we're going to get all of our bud structure come from. So we don't want to stress them out too much. But that being said, I like to stress things out. Just ask both of my ex-wives. I love stressing things out, but just a little bit this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out these fabric pots here, which I put specifically for this reason, so I could move them out and get to the other plants. I'm going to pull them out. I am going to do just a little bit of top defoliation. We're just going to take off, for instance, we're going to take off any big, really big top leaves that are blocking bud sites below them. We're not going to take any more than we have to. I guess we don't technically have to, but I do feel that it does give better results by doing this. Yeah, so I'll do this one here on video. Just a handful here. I guess we could take this. Yeah, not a lot. I don't think we need to do a lot. We'll take this one. As I say that, I keep picking. Like I said, I'm kind of prone to stressing things out. But like for that one, I think that's fine. I mean, we've opened up like this entire area here and a few spots over there as well. But we still left a lot there and probably didn't stress that plant out too much. I'm going to pull this one too, but did expose probably at least half a dozen bud sites there. So now it can just continue on with its flowering stretch, and hopefully the ones that we unblocked here have a chance to kind of grow up at the same rate as the other ones that were already exposed and give us more top buds. So that's what we're going to do. I guess I could do this one here on camera as well, and then the rest I'll just do off camera. But we're going to take off just a few here. Now these ones, doesn't look like they're blocking much, but there is a lot of bud sites down in there. We'll take off this and this and this. Okay, and then maybe back here. Yeah, take this one as well. Alright, see that stuff there? There's something here. There it is. Yeah. And maybe just this one big one here as well. Alright, so I think that's probably, well, okay. We'll take you two and this one because it's blocking the whole other plant. Alright, so just a handful. We've taken off, you know, probably a dozen leaves, big leaves, and cleared up some more of the bud sites. And, well, actually this one right here. See, that one there. That would have been completely way down there under the canopy, and now it has a chance to hopefully grow up with the rest of them. So that's what we're going to do the rest of them. Let's see. Let's snap a picture right here, and then when we come back, we'll be able to compare. Because like I said, I'm not taking a lot off, but it should still be noticeable. So I will be back in a few minutes. All right, so we got that all done. Cleaned up. You can see a little bit there around the plants now, which is good. I do have this little fan here blowing underneath, and I also have another fan underneath there oscillating underneath the canopy because, yeah, she's pretty dense. I will do a more thorough job of cleaning them up a little bit after they're done their flowering stretch. But for now, that opened up quite a few more bud sites, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out. This is what I took out. There was quite a bit there, a few handfuls anyway. But I don't think enough to really stress them out too much. So now it's basically just let them go. I'm curious to see how much these do stretch, because they're not very tall right now. They're probably, what, away from the pot, I would say maybe 1.5 feet. So I'm thinking by the time they're done, they should be, what, 2.5 feet from the top of the bucket, which is plenty. That's more than enough for what we're trying to accomplish here, which is to get some good quality bud. Speaking of good quality bud, let's go check out the blue rasicles. All right, so here we have, in the 2.5 by 5, we have the Mars Hydro Adlite comparison grow going on. We can see which one has the Adlites and which ones don't. This is the Mars Hydro FCE 1500, and this is as well, just with the addition of the supplemental grow lights. Now, I did come in the other day. I always open these tents. I open most of my tents when the lights come on, and pretty much leave the tent open, which is, you know, not the greatest for reflective light on the front, but I just like to be able to see my plants when I walk by, and yeah, that's just always the way I've done it. So anyway, about 4 days ago I came in, and this plant, I don't know what happened, but it was leaning way down here, any farther and it would have toppled. We can see I had to put in a bamboo stake there, and I had to tie up a bunch of stuff to get it to stand up. Some of these side ones are still laying pretty flat. Then I just stuck a piece of styrofoam under that pot just to kind of tilt that back a little bit as well, and that seems to have worked. It's staying where she's at right now. But yeah, that happened about 4 days ago. This one, nothing. This one's fine. Hasn't shown any sign of branches trying to fall down. I mean, there is the outside ones here in the front. They're also the ones that when the door's closed, like you can see, they're pretty much hard up against the front there. So that makes them a little floppy, but for the most part, I mean, these are all, you know, pretty strong, much stronger. I was looking at the stems themselves, the stalks and the stems, and there is a fair bit of difference between the stalks with the Adlites and the stalks over here. There's still the main one, which is the one I typically look at right here. It's still not a bad size stalk in diameter, but obviously not as strong, and definitely not as big as this one here. And I'm assuming that may have something to do with the UVA that we're giving it. They're getting UVA on this side 15 minutes every hour from here on out. Now the UV, which is just on the other side of the blue spectrum, that does tend to help stems stay stronger and the plant itself to be stronger and more compact. So I definitely recommend that, especially if you are using the deep reds and the IRs. Definitely get that UV with it, because that will kind of counteract the stretch that red is going to want to do. The UVA will help counteract that and make your plant stronger. As far as the comparisons, I can only pretty much reiterate what I said in the last video. This one here, the buds are bigger so far, more dense, stalks are stronger, tons of trichomes. Check out these trichomes here. That fan's kind of blowing it around. But if I had to say which one had more trichomes at this point, it would definitely be this one as well. This one, let's get this top bud. This one is still frosty as heck, but not quite as much as the other one, just from a naked eye standpoint. Overall, so far, my bet is on this one. And yeah, like I said last week, I was kind of skeptical on the whole supplemental light thing anyway, from the start. The deep red, I could see the benefits of that. I could also see the downfalls of that too. But with the addition of the UV, I think it really does make a difference. Really curious to see how this ends up. This one definitely has matured faster. So like this one, I think has maybe a week, maybe 2 at the most on this one, and that'll be done. This one, 2 weeks, maybe 3, and this will be done. So with the addition of the lights as well, the plant just seemed to mature faster. And I noticed that a few weeks ago. They just seemed more mature. The trichomes are not quite all cloudy yet. They're still, you know, half cloudy, half clear. These ones here, there's a little bit of cloudy here, but the majority of these are still clear. So definitely these supplemental lights have sped up the flowering process as well. I don't know the science on that. I'm just going by what I can see with my loop, and that's what the loop tells me. So, and we'll come back next week, do another little update on them and see how they're going at that point. But for now, we'll just let them go and do their thing. All right, guys, so there we have it. We got a little bit of top defoliation done 1 week into flower on these zombie sunsets. The supplemental grow light comparison grow, it's coming along. Seeing some differences, but we won't know for sure until both the plants are done. And we get a final weight. I have no way to test the THC or the cannabinoids or the terpenes or anything, so we're gonna have to basically just go by what we can see. All right, guys, big shout out to Mars Hydro, main sponsor of the show and pretty much all I use. If you are interested in any of their products, I will have a link in the description for them, also some Amazon links as well, so feel free to go down there, check them out. Use my code BWARD on the Mars Hydro website. You'll save yourself a little bit at checkout. Also, GrowAce.com, they were the ones that were good enough to send me this AirCube ebb and flow grow system. Absolutely love it. And if you're interested in getting one for yourself as well, there will be links in the description. And again, BWARD, that'll save you 5% on any of the AirCube ebb and flow grow systems. So go check that out. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy growing.